Welcome back. The Independent Examinations Board has seen an increase in its Matric pass rate. It now stands at 98.67%, up from 2015's 98.3%. Now, there are many factors attributing to this. To unpack the IEB National Senior Certificate of 2016 for us is Oberholzer, who is the IEB CEO. A very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Morning Live. Now, what is attributed to the slight increase from this year to last year's pass rate?
Simpiwe, I think there's three things that contribute to success and an increase in the results. And the first thing is primarily the students themselves. They are keen to do well. They work hard during the year. In fact, they work hard for 12 years because Matric isn't just a once-off. There's a lead up to get there. So first of all, students who want to do well and do their work that they're supposed to do.
Right.
Supported by a very good cohort of teachers. You know, people often talk about technology taking the place of teachers and so on. There is nothing to replace a good teacher, and I think if we all think back to our school days, we will remember those teachers that made a difference in our lives.
Indeed, indeed.
And then, of course, parents. You know, you often hear parents saying, "I'm writing Matric this year," and it means that their son or their daughter is writing Matric.
Yeah, it is a collaborative effort. Yeah,
it's a collaborative effort. They walk with their children and support them, guide them, and make sure that they are okay in order to get through this milestone.
Indeed, indeed. So what do you think accounts for the less than 2% of students who did not pass their IEB Matric?
Now, there's always often, there's often reasons for these. They might have experienced a death in the family or something that upset them at the time that they were supposed to write. Sometimes children get into the wrong company in their Matric year, and so they're detracted from their work and they don't do what they're supposed to do. That's inevitably what happens, is that the child, for some reason or other, doesn't apply themselves. But my advice on that is that now you've been through it once, you know what you did wrong, go back, fix it up, and get back on the horse, so to speak.
So which province overall do you think topped the list?
At the IEB, we don't actually break down results into provinces. The main reason being that the provinces within the IEB are so different in size. So, for example, you'll take the Eastern Cape, there's 13 or 14 schools. Whereas if you look at Gauteng, there's over 100 schools. Now, if you take the averages of a small number and a big number, it's very difficult to compare them. You're comparing apples and pears in terms of performance. Having said that, I think the important point though is that if you're getting a 98, nearly 99% pass rate, pretty much all the schools are doing well. You know, every school is putting in the effort to make sure that their learners get the best that they can achieve.
True, true. Now, more and more people are seeking private school education for their children, and it's only prudent to say that there is more to school than just academics. And you will note that there are cultural and sport heritages which pupils may not necessarily be accustomed to, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. You know, the choice of a school for a child is very dependent on the fit. So, for example, if your child is a great sports person and loves sport, then it's a good idea to send them to a school where sport is important. But if your child isn't sporty, then it's better to send them to a school that perhaps suits their interests. It might be debating, it might be music, drama, and so on. So, for a parent in selecting schools, you need to look at the best fit and what schools provides your child with the opportunities that best suit their personality and their talents.
So would you dispel the myth that the best education comes from private school? And you will note that some of the best learners do come from government schools as well.
Absolutely. You know, when a child is dedicated and intelligent, in my day when I was at school, we used to almost say they achieve in spite of their teachers. The point is a good student will thrive wherever there's an opportunity to learn. And having said that, I mean, I think we must remember that there are exceptionally good state schools, there are exceptionally good independent schools, there are some state schools that need work, And exactly the same way, one must remember that there are some independent schools that don't offer value for money.
True.
And parents need to be very careful, particularly when selecting an independent school, that they do their homework properly.
Sure.
Because there are a number of fly-by-nights out there, and you don't want your child to be caught up in that.
And the bottom line is that excellence starts with the pupil more than the school environment itself. Now, how is the IEB education standard set? We do know, of course, that it is certainly higher than the public school curriculum, isn't it?
No, the IEB follows the same curriculum as the state. It's our national curriculum. Being South African, and the IEB is a proudly South African organisation, so we follow the same curriculum. We also fall under Umalusi in terms of our accreditation and our processes. So whatever checks and balances Umalusi puts in place for the state exams, they put in place for the IEB.
Okay.
So the standard, in a sense, is set between the curriculum and the Umalusi external moderation process.
All right. And thank you so much for joining us. Great chatting to you.
And you too. Thank you.
All right. That was IEB CEO and Oberholzer unpacking their 2016 Matric results for us. We do thank her for her time. Let's now take a short break. Morning Alive will be back with more just after this.